So I'm Joe Pergolizzi. I started off as a physical chemist, and I took that into my drug development experience. I trained in internal medicine and anesthesia with some focus in pain, and then a fellowship in drug discovery. I did this through Georgetown and Johns Hopkins. I've been practicing for the last 17 years, and I do teaching, patient care, and research. So one of the areas of interest that I've had for the last few years combines my background as a physical chemist with my background as a physician, and that is looking at abuse deterrent type technologies for opioids, extended release opioids in particular. And this is an area of interest that I've published in. I've also done clinical trials on, and some benchtop work. It's a very interesting area because what it tries to do is provide a balance between appropriate access to patients who need these type of medications and appropriate societal type prescribing behaviors, or avoiding the use, misuse, or diversion that might take place from a non-patient. And that's the hope of it. My current initiatives right now is I work with a bunch of different companies, both in the United States and outside of the United States, to try to develop these abuse deterrent platform technologies. You know, there are different types of abuse deterrent platform technologies. They come in either the form of the ability to decrease the adulteration of the tablets that the medication comes in, so they may be crush resistant, they may not be able to be insufflated or dissolved, etc. There are other types of abuse deterrent technologies that may be prodrugs, or they may be a combination of an agonist and an antagonist together. So there are different types of abuse deterrent technology platforms that are being developed. And I work with these different types of platforms using different types of molecules. So when we look at the utility of abuse deterrent technologies, they're really for any patient population. The hope is that these medications will have a positive effect in decreasing abuse. And you know, abuse related to opioids is a significant problem in the United States, but these type of technologies, along with other programs that have been initiated, like the drug monitoring programs, take-back programs, have all resulted in what I feel has been a positive impact in the ability to potentially decrease the impact of abuse, misuse, and diversion of these agents by non-patients. Yeah, when you look at the use of opioids and the way that they are now being prescribed, we find that these type of agents really need to be prescribed for patients that meet specific criteria. You know, they should have failed other types of therapies. If they're going to use an extended release opioid preparation, it should be for someone who requires an around-the-clock long-term use of these agents. And it's very important that we appropriately screen our candidates for potential aberrant behaviors and for other risks that may lead them to potentially have higher rates of misuse, abuse, and diversion. When you look at pain medicine, we very commonly employ a multimodal strategy, which means both pharmacological and non-pharmacological elements. And really, the main crux for providing analgesia is through pharmacological agents, analgesics. However, we like to incorporate non-pharmacological strategies as well. One of those non-pharmacological strategies that I've looked at for chronic low back pain was the use of decompression systems. And you know, there are different ones. The main thing to know about these decompression systems is that it is important that you meet the criteria. So it's not a one-size-fits-all. So, you know, as we start to get more involved in optimizing our management strategies, particularly when it comes to opioids, we need to start thinking about common adverse events or serious adverse events that limit our ability to optimize therapy for our patients. One such area may be respiratory depression due to opioids. So now we have new technologies in the form of a naloxone-delivered auto-enhancer type of system that's out there to address respiratory depression. Opioid-induced constipation is a big issue. It's a big issue because it can affect the quality of life and activities of daily living of our patients. And so for us to be able to address that, particularly with options that are proven and that are targeted therapies, can make it very exciting and can, again, optimize the ability for us to manage our patients if they are taking opioids.